probably, but the Pantheon hasn't been picked yet today. And I know both junglers like that one. Tell me, what's up?
It's still been banned, right? It has just been nerfed a bit speed with the Q. Has just been permabanned. So I guess why, right, is what you're saying in the fact that they do both still prioritize it very highly. Yunara still not making it through that ban phase either. None of them want to flip it on it. And I mean, if RATONES just ban the Rumble here, I think they could be very happy. Take the Yorick instead. BAUS light not going to slam down that Rumble. So that's what I'm expecting from Chachi.
Yeah, that could be the pick. Yunara is banned yet again. Do you take away the Pantheon or do you give it away? Galio! So they know. They're going to pick Rumble. They take away the Galio, but the Pantheon in open. Sorry, Trouble. I know you're going to say that. My bad.
I mean, I think it's a Pantheon. Yeah, so I think it's a Pantheon B1. It makes sense, right? He was chipped a little bit by the Riot Rats who nerf and buff things. But it's still freaking Pantheon. He's still quite strong. He does like to skirmish. He has a lot of setup. He has side lane power. I feel like he's still very, very relevant, especially with his semi-global, right? Now, the answer right here, being a Rumble would be kind of sketchy. Because if you're going to pick Rumble right here, it gets very dangerous playing into things like the Pantheon that can suddenly just start perma-ganking.
So you need an answer. Is this the answer? We haven't even seen anything from the opposing team.
I think it's too early, right? I think Jarvan is someone who I like in the meta if you know you're playing against the mobile carries. I will say what Trouble highlighted earlier, and the control mages will likely see in the mid lane. That means it is most likely going to be an immobile carry you'll be playing against in the mid lane. And we'll see, though. Obviously, main AD carries immobile as well. The Lucian's still open. I want to note that as well. Haven't seen it here today.
I just want to say,
go on, Trouble.
I can just feel Jamada losing it. That's a blind Jarvan, he's gonna say. That's a blind Jarvan. Who blinds Jarvan into Pantheon? I can just, you know what? Chat, you just wait until Jamada appears on your screens. He's for sure gonna yap about a blind Jarvan. I don't mind blind Jarvan. I think he's kind of cool at skirmishing. But some people do, you know, like that's why it's cool. We all have our own thoughts. GRAGAS came out, though, for the side of a BAUS. Again, I think mechanically, it's his best champion by far.
I'm sorry, Nord. What are we doing here? We've given over the Pantheon B1. We've given away GRAGAS. And we've gotten a blind Jarvan. Yes, you've got
Wait for the Varus as well.
The strongest support. I mean, they could take the Varus. That's a very realistic choice. They do prioritize the support with the pool being so trimmed. It was really only Nautilus and Braum remaining. Braum obviously getting nerfed a bit on his armor these past few patches. Has taken a hit, but still finds himself in the meta.
I'd like to see the Varus coming through maybe here from Nord. I mean, you're running into the Braum nonetheless. This would make it a very front-to-back, late-game-oriented gameplay plan for Nord, which is going to be the case. Smolder gets locked in. Now, it could be a mid-lane Smolder. It could also be a bot-lane Smolder. Either or. We'll see what LR choose to respond to that with to see where the Smolder actually ends up from the side of Nord.
Okay, so now you chip away on the AD carries if you want on the Nord. Try and take away a little bit of power from Crowny. But you're really playing for the late game. You need something for the early, either for Chachi or for Zveru, but you know you're going to be playing versus the Gragas. Do you take the Rumble? Because the plan was all about the Rumble.
I mean, now the answer's been given, right? It's instantly been taken away. For the AD carries, Jhin could still be banned, Lucian could still be banned. Those are the two I've got in my mind as the strongest left on in Crowny's pool.
Alright, let's see here. I'm actually more worried about what Chachi could potentially end up playing over on the top side of the map. Again, I'm seeing the Smolder. I'm thinking instantly tanks. Cho'Gath's out. Sion's out. Ornn remains still in the pool. Provides a lot of engage. Non-committal as well. That's quite alright. I mean, GRAGAS is a really good champion at shoving and pushing and trading, but Ornn is, like, I think one of the best absorber tanks over on the top side of the map, so you could potentially look for an opportunity to play towards that.
I don't know, man. Show me, LR.
It could be the Ornn. I think that's a smart choice. They banned away one of the few control mages left.
Okay.
And now, Zveru will have to show something different. If he's not playing the Smolder, he could play maybe the 6. I know they've played him in scrims. He's very strong in the meta with the buffs. But you are very immobile all of a sudden, and I feel like you're very easy picking, so they'll hold that on for the counter pick. Lock in the K'Sante plan. I think that's the second best option. I would have preferred the Ornn just to soak pressure and play front to back, but K'Sante's second best in my opinion.
Nah, you know what? Screw that. I take it back. I like the Cassante way more than the Ornn. It gives him a lot more skirmishing power, and with the walls from the Cataclysm as well, you can actually make some pretty cool plays right there as well with the Cassante. So I don't mind that. It's a little bit more fighting power than the Ornn over on the top side of the map, and you could possibly, again, play through any side of the map from Jankos. I really like what NORD have been doing this entire day, where Jankos actually has the choice to even play for topside, even when that topside is actually playing tanks.
So you know the Jarvan exists, you take away the Kog'Maw, so that is a target for the Jarvan, but we've seen it before. Oh, this is the Zillion of Nemesis, this is hard to deal with. This one is hard to deal with.
I mean, how are you gonna kill the Kog'Maw all of a sudden, right? Look at the defense.
You don't.
A Gragas that disrupts things, you've got a Pantheon to take care of, and then protect the Crowdy, really. Resurrection, shield in front of him. I mentioned the 6 earlier. I still think that's the best option with the Jarvan as well. We saw that combo in the finals last time, and no way was on the team, so run it back. The 6 is stronger than ever before, I want to say. He's really, really strong. But I like what LR's got going. I think Pantheon, the Gragas, that's robbery.
Yeah.
I am not muted for the record. I'm not currently muted. I'm not muted. I seem to be unmuted. I'll reconnect, but I'm not muted.
Okay, so whilst you do that, minimap, you can see right here.
I am fine. Okay.
And crew are doing this late invade, and it does make a lot of sense. Pantheon's a very strong level 1. Braum, of course, is a very powerful level 1.
I think it was just the wires again being eaten, as far as I can tell. Nothing was awry with the mic settings. We're all good. We can all chill out. It is the very adorable Kog'Maw skin, by the way. There's got like this B-More skin. It is quite cute, considering like how base Kog'Maw is like genuinely like disturbing. He's got a lot of skins that make him very adorable.
He does. We will see just how much work this split map, rather, can actually get done here for LR. You saw actually as well off the level 1 that NORD were forced off of a couple of minions of XP too, so not only are they just going to be down in CS in general, as the power of Braum is being utilized very well in the positioning by Reckless, Hido is going to definitely suffer in the overall XP department too. And up here, nothing should really happen. We'll see whether or not BAUS affords any opportunities over for dives, as speaking of, it does seem like we will see a dive on this bottom side, 3 versus 2.
It's a level 1 Rel who's flashing away. Does avoid the Winter's Bite. TP now. Actually, lost
and Jankos is here.
Everyone's coming. Oh no! Crowdy looking a little bit worried as the Monarch here. Hido stepping forward. The Dragon keeps breathing out of their matching colours. Velia flashing away. Where do you go first? Blood to smolder. They're all on fire. And Lost Ratones are eating all the rat poison in the world. The trap fully sprung.
I can't believe. How often do you see a level 3 TP from top to bot work? It takes almost 10 seconds, the full channel, plus the travel time. So really good situational awareness from Chachi to just go, I've got the time to do this. And even if he misses a wave on the top side, preventing Hido from dying, I think he also picks up the kill credit eventually. It's just incredible. And look at the pin size, just multiple angles of complete, just being crushed here from LR. Jankos comes off of his clear from the top side. Zvero rotates over from mid, and of course you have the bottom side where they were, and Crowny also pays the price for this dive and lost his flash. So it kind of just all goes exactly how NORD wanted to, and the worst possible scenario plays out.
Yeah, like,
for LR.
Could it have gone worse? I don't see it. Like, maybe you lose the 3rd kill, you just give up the feats of warfare in terms of like the marker towards the full feats of strength, like straight away. That's it. The martial mastery part is already done.
Absolutely incredible decision making again from Chachi. I really just want to emphasize how.
I think you're being sarcastic for a second.
No,
I know you was like incredible decision making from Lost Ratones.
No. From Chachi's TP there.
Yeah,
I mean, again, you see it so many times, especially when it's kind of like maybe 7, 8, 9 minutes in the game where top lanes will still, just because of muscle memory, right, look to teleport down to the bottom side, but it just takes way too long. Almost every single time, but Chachi makes it work there. And it's going to set NORD behind, and crucially, both of those kills went on to Hido. So now, as we kind of let the dust settle on that plate, NORD are going to feel pretty comfortable. Everything that was being done in the 2v2, by Crowny and by Reckless was effectively undone by that dive attempt.
Well, I mean, literally, the Smolder goes back and just buys a full Warhammer. It's like, you know what?
Oh, man.
Kid's first weapon, giant hammer. On the other side, this poor Kog'Maw's got a dagger and a dream.
Yeah, I mean, he knows he can't step up. Treats has Hex Flash in a moment. Jankos committed a lot of time here. He's still sticking around, but he's finally going to dash off. BAUS does not have level 6, so no bombard.
He does have a lost chapter into a ruby crystal, though, which is miserable for Chachi.
Of course, the benefit of sticking around in that topside plate is he was able to get pretty much a full free base. And I'm assuming he would have started Mana Crystal or an Amptome.
One would assume. He's not even burned the TP, as you said, so he can just come back and do it all over again.
Looking for a proxy.
Not a lot that Chachi can do about that one. He just kind of has to suffer in this early game for now. But again, your Cassante being a little behind, a little under turret, really isn't that big a deal when it's all about that smolder this game. There is that proxy in the picture-in-picture. All the while, though, Lost returns with the pressure, looking to get onto this dragon. But I wonder whether NORD are willing to come and fight. The minefield comes on down. Jankos also there, and Hex Dragon's still aggroed. How aggressively do NORD want to contest?
NORD want to disengage this because they know that BAUS has cleared that wave on the proxy. He's looking for a base, and he'll have an angle to either walk or teleport. So
good shout, yeah.
The disengage there is the best case scenario for NORD and for Jankos and Zveru, who are the ones who had the opportunity to potentially leash it away and towards themselves. So great disengage, and LR looking for the objective. It just feels like a bit of a time sink, and they'll even miss out on some of this wave in the mid lane, as that is going to be crashed in. And Zveru, with the tower killing capabilities that Ziggs has even early on, is going to secure himself a plate too.
Oh, Nemesis flashing over the wall, looking for the double bomb with the rewind, gets it.
Jankos is right here.
Aggro, though, but the bomber lands into the wall. Zveru, I think it's just dead.
Yep.
Ziggs, nice combo from Lost Ratones.
Great stuff. BAUS using, remember, that tempo window from the proxy to just rotate into mid, and shows up, throws the cask, knocks Zveru into the wall, can't actually respond, and it's a very, very easy play to make, and some gold is recouped. It goes into Velia's pocket, and we'll see what you can do trying to make moves on the map happen.
They managed to get a lot there. Zveru, no room to get that flash off, and actually, Jankos just around this top side, not going to find too much as it stands. BAUS taking that opportunity to get mid, didn't even have to burn the teleport or the flash for that, it's just the ult, so really good angling.
Just great use of his time. Jankos is actually one camp away from 6. He's looking for this blue invade right now, though Chachi might potentially. I was wondering if he's going to pull the trigger on the all out. There you go. 6. Secured by
nice
Velia.
pickup on that one. That is well done with the Comet Spear, and the Smite gets that. Jankos would have gotten 6 off that as well, I think. So in the end, it's still 1 out there by Velia. Nice attempt at the invade, but doesn't really lead to all that much.
If he can secure that blue buff, he maybe even pushes Velia out, and he can secure Gromp, and then they can turn back around to the Grubs. They will return to the Grubs anyway, and at the very least 2 will be picked up. They're worried about a potential dive, so Treats with the spellbook picks up the teleport, uses it to go towards the bottom side of the map. Looks to cover Hido as he collects that wave on the bottom side. Now it does leave Jankos exposed, but as you can see, LR's attention is focused on securing this dragon and getting the cross-map exchange locked in, and that is exactly what will go down here. A clean Hex Dragon take for 3 Grubs, and much like last game, I feel like, or actually unlike last game where I feel like NORD were able to take it away, and it felt very good to not have LR have those Grubs just because of the side laning potential. 3 Grubs and a Ziggs. That's cause for potential concern. We'll see exactly when NORD can try to move Zero out of this mid lane, though, because that's when the Grubs really become effective.
Look, and if you can get the Herald on top of that, Herald plus Grubs plus Ziggs is a recipe for 2 turret shoves in a blink of an eye.
It's very oppressive, to say the least. BAUS is probably going to clear that wave and just walk straight through the tower, knowing him. To try and pick up the next wave ASAP. Down here,
how's the stacking going?
I was about to say, at 49 stacks right now, continuing to grow ever closer. Also only 10 minutes in, but considering how those first couple of waves went, I'd say 50 stacks right now feels pretty okay, because they've not really been 2v2 laning, right? They've not really been interacting. It's been a lot of just last hitting from Hido and Treats in that 2v2.
And you're right, because actually, because they've not been in the 2v2, you've not been hitting enemy champions, and for those who haven't figured it out as yet, basically Smolder gets a lot more stacks if he's hitting champions and the wave. You just kind of get more opportunities to pick them up, and if you don't,
just passively.
It gets a little bit slower to stack. Exactly. Hang on, BAUS now might be in danger as Zveru going to jump on up. There is the Cataclysm. There's a satchel on the other side. Flashes off, gets out for safety. Surely he goes down here, gets slowed down by the Smite, gets over the wall, throws out the barrel roll, but that won't keep him alive, and he does go down.
All right, that will be Feats of Warfare picked up, and Chachi take a page out of BAUS's book.
A lost chapter, that one that's missing in his inventory.
Velia's
Where did you get this?
See, this is a cannon wave. This is a bit of a cause for concern. And actually, look at the minimap. Because Crowny and Reckless have reset. So, barring some all-out shenanigans, like if he gets an angle to just take Velia over the wall.
Stunned up. Potentially needs to back away because Reckless is going to come on forward. Chachi looking to try and get out of here. Good. W buys some day. Flash over the wall. In comes the grab. Starfall tried to interrupt it with the Q3. Couldn't quite. Can maybe look to go all out regardless. Oh, the flash from Velia means that Chachi is inordinately dragged towards Crowny. And the Cogmore gets a kill.
Yeah, you could tell that was intentional too. Velia knew what he wanted to do with that flash. He ends up dragging Chachi the opposite way of where he wanted to go. And Crowny will be the very proud recipient of that kill and push himself closer towards that Blade-Luring King. That seems like it will be the item of choice. And hell, I mean, when you have those components and you get a kill, pick up a wave, the combined cost, not that expensive. He's probably got it. We're 11 minutes in. Expect him to purchase that immediately, and there it is. Hido does have the Essence Reaver. I'll be curious to see what build he goes, actually, in this game, whether he goes towards something a little bit more, how do I say, damage optimized, or kind of in line with what we saw people like Chovy and the other bot laners doing, where they'll go things like Shojin, which is fine, you see that a lot, but then into Blood Mail and these HP items, so you're not quite one-shottable and you're working a lot more of the passive and stack damage.
Yeah, because we have seen a bit of a mix, because I know actually for a lot of the bot laners in particular moved away from Shojin to the Infinity Edge with the changes to how Smolder was scaling. The Infinity Edge damage, for the record, guys, is now absolutely foul on Smolder. We'll see what the decision-making is here. Essence Reaver first hasn't really changed. But definitely worth keeping our eyes on, as both our blue AD carries looking to unleash. Goes flap, 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 crash down away. Smolder calls up Mum, but Reckless will block it with the power of a really big door. Dragon v Door, and Door wins that one.
Yeah, I think the crucial thing to me is that even though Hido is into 3 melees, Treats must go in, but he's not going to get stunned up immediately or eat the worst end of the trade now. Living Artillery might be his death for it, but Crowny I don't think had enough mana, but Velia's here. Jankos is on the way. There's a TP behind them again. Chachi's got another great angle. They're outnumbered.
Jankos gets stunned up with the shield vault. TP coming on
TP.
Can Jankos buys him down, looking to flag and drag through. Gets onto the Cogmore, buying some time. The Cogmore slowed down, flashing on forward, trying to get some value done with that Bio-Arcane Barrage. Stunned up, goes down. The Acacian Surprise comes on through. Whose birthday is it? I think it might be Nord's, as they pick up 2 of the TPs from LR are just too late.
They're just too late, and Chachi again with another fantastic angle. Even though LR had numbers to the play first. Svero. Yeah, I mean, the problem is I don't think anyone can help him.
They're recalling on a ward. I think Svaru might just be dead here. Flag and drag, buys some time, flash away from Svaru's got no mana. Rocket belt forward, Jankos flashing away. All out though from Chachi, about gets it! I do not believe it. Hang on, now in the 1v2, I think Chachi might be in danger. Nemesis, of course, has still got the Chrono Shift, can rewind time once or twice to make sure you can do it right, but now BAUS might be interrupted by Treats. He's going to be spotted out, crash down, good. Belly slam, body slam away. And this particular member of KDA's backup dancers gets on out with some smooth moves.
I forgot that's what the skin was, KDA Gragas. LR eyeing up this dive, right? The chunk was really good, but again, it's NORD who are on the front door first with the numbers here. Svero's rotation and Chachi's immediate TP make this a 3v5 in the immediate, and Nemesis and BAUS are just too late, but it becomes about the extended when Svero tries to rotate back towards the mid lane. BAUS cuts him off, beg your pardon, and with that base in from the Rel, it then becomes effectively a 2v2, which Jankos doesn't really have the health bar or the tankiness to deal with BAUS at this moment in the game, has come out of that replay, and Jankos, he's looking for an engage.
Oh, the shot glass combo! Out comes the glass of the Cataclysm, in comes the Mega Inferno Bomb Chaser! They get a hold of that Pantheon, and Crowny is a very dead Cogmore. Chrono Shift means nothing, you're still going down to the passive. Full kit utilized.
To steal some terminology from Halo, that Tribe Rush just got glassed by the Smolder.
I was not expecting that reference.
By the Smolder and the Ziggs. Both Velia and Crowny just get deleted. There's not really much they can do about it, and that is the strength of Jarvan, you know, against these carries that can't actually flash out. And I know Trouble did make a bit of jest as, let's see, I mean, I don't think there's really much a response for Chuck. I think you just take that one. you know?
Spartans never die, but top laners do quite regularly in these games of League of Legends, and therefore, Chachi can't find the way out of the 1v3.
Yeah, no, that he can't, but I know Trouble made a bit of a jab about my dislike for Jarvan, mostly when it's blind, but again, it's about the context of what gets picked into it afterwards, right? And in this game,
I'm hearing a lot of excuses, Jamada.
Look,
you can just say, were you wrong?
No, I don't think.
Okay.
Because there were still champions like, oh, hello, BAUS is gonna die. Zverev will likely get this kill. Well, he has flash.
Bouncing bomb, no way. Just gets hit in the head with an explosive. Plasma grenade.
Yeah, like, you think about it like this. Imagine if Crownie decided to go, though I feel like they would have maybe been lacking damage, and perhaps Nemesis would have got another pick, but imagine if this is like an Ezreal, you know, and you just, like, match the range, you're stronger on the 2-item spike. It's a lot harder to lock down, you know? I think life just gets a little bit more difficult. Fantastic. Just catch out again here onto BAUS. Not really much to analyze or break down. It's just one of those moments where BAUS gets caught out on a side lane, and all is being donated to another member.
I'd like to check in with those items, by the way, because it's the Luden's Companion again, and that Dark Seal has got a very large number on it. That is, again, reminder, 10 stacks is roughly 700 gold worth of stats.
Oh! He just purchased the whole death cap.
He had a needlessly large rod in inventory, so it's not a complete one-shot, but it's most of it.
2.3k gold. I mean, I knew he was fed, but goodness me, now if he's involved in any fight, this is problematic.
Meal. Reckless now, yeah, and a reminder, the changes to Ziggs, and he got a lot of buffs, guys, were mostly to his AP scalings on everything not named Satchel Charge. That's a lot of AP to everything not named Satchel Charge he's now got to work with.
Yeah, I mean, my assumption, and I'll ask our observers to maybe just click on him once if
I'd love to
the opportunity arises. These items, Dark Seal, I'm going to say about 350 AP. Oh, 424. I mean, I think I'd be right if it wasn't for the Dark Seal stacks. But either way, 424 AP at 17 minutes is insane.
4 over the big time. Like, he's got a lot of AP to work with. Like, it's only going to get bigger from here as well, right? Like, he's only 2 items deep, and every item post this point is going to get amplified by having a death cap already. He gets to a Shadow Flame this game. Like, it's full AP Gragas. There is no tank in this game outside of the Brawl.
When you really think about it as well, no one on LR necessarily wants to build MR, right? So you could happily even go a cheap third item. Like, I don't think he will do it, nor should he per se. But if this was solo queue, and he just goes, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go Storm Surge. It's like 95 AP, it's flat MR pen anyway, so just kind of edging me towards that. It's just fantastic, right? So Zverev's got a lot of options here. They are committing fully onto BAUS. Chachi didn't get the MO.
Can maybe look to go all out. There's the flag and drag the all out towards Hido, and Smolder gonna go donated a kill and even a party drink as well. Congratulations, you're now of old. Of age? Of old? That's not a sentence. Yeah, well, the age of old. Dragons once again roam the skies.
He's not 225 yet, so he's not quite of age. And Velia wasn't actually on this Herald. He was on the Skull. So Nord have a numbers advantage. It will be TP up for BAUS. They're not going to start this objective, though, because they see that dragon spawning in 15 seconds' time. They want a piece of that before they think about the Herald, because 3 dragons will be dangerous. Jankos.
Flags and drags through, buffering that concussive blows passive. Gets a bit of a headache, but that's about it.
Ziggs.
Poke onto Nemesis, and again, you've got a Chrono Shift, and that's wonderful, but if you're using it to deal with poke, not all-ins, the value gets a lot more limited.
Yeah, that it does. Oh, Chachi's on a flank.
That's a very deep flank.
Brave flank.
That's just a dive. And I think he might have gotten a bit deep. Jankos misses the knock onto BAUS. It's going really wrong, Jamada. It's going really, really, really wrong.
Yeah, that felt like a moment of mind control. We'll go with mind control. to be honest, Chachi
trying to Kobe again.
Yeah, maybe we do. Look, no Ultimate out of Chachi available. It's a bit of a head scratcher, and there's not really much I can say to, remedy the situation now that it's happened. Teleport comes in, BAUS matches it.
This one look better.
No, you can't really, can you? I mean, it looks like he's angling for Nemesis, but again, without the all-out, it's just strange. It's just strange. Jankos also commits onto the TP without a lot of backup from the rest of the team, so...
And misses his flag and drag when he does, which doesn't get...
No, doesn't make it any better. So LR just, again, very happy to let that one fall into their lap. and
So,
deal with the end as it
Adrian,
comes.
I'd like to point out that Lost Ratones now have feats of strength. Soul Point are only 100 gold behind, despite we've been praising the Ziggs, praising the early kills on the Smolder. LR are actually now in a pretty damn good spot, actually, for the game state.
Yeah, that they are, and I think my major concern would be surrounding the scaling, not just honestly for LR, but for NORD, right? I think if they can secure this soul in a couple of minutes' time, it really just kind of sets them up for a much easier to navigate later portion of the game with the shield, with of course the additional resists, because again, Zvero so strong as this game goes on, and I don't think anyone needs a verbal explanation on why Smolder is as terrifying as he can be once he hits 225.
Well, I've seen heart attack graphs look less traumatic than that one. That is a wild old gold graph. Only ever really got to about 3k gold lead, but still pretty significant at this point in the game. Velia stepping on forward, maybe looking to try and steal away that skull grip, and does so. Combat Spear and Smite is enough. Flag drag out from Jankos, and gonna have to say, backing on a ward there, though, means that Hido can just sneeze on him at you. And Crowny gets interrupted. Not going to be a full all-in. I say that. Treats will go Magnet Storming on top of Nemesis, who tries to speed themselves up with a Time War. Mega Inferno Bomb has got himself that revival available. Does get the Chrono Shift down. Bounce looking at Jankos, all the way Velia, getting to be run down by Zvaro and, of course, Treats. All the while, all out from Chachi. What is going on? They've lost Hido. It's a 2-for-1. They finally bring down the jungler, but not before losing Jankos on the way. BAUS looking for more. Crowdy sped up. He is a very speedy bee, and he doesn't die after stinging just the once. And it's not even him who gets the kill, it's BAUS on the AP GRAGAS. What?
Whilst the response from LR is what it needs to be, I can't help but question the decision-making and cohesion from NORD here. It just feels very all over the place. And you'll see, right? Hido left alone whilst that dive onto Nemesis with Chrono Shift is happening, and Velia finds his angle. Off the back of that, you'll see Jankos then remains deep on that dive whilst Treats and Zvero go back to assist their AD carry. And Chachi gets zoned off on the bottom side after his all-out. Everyone is kind of just splitting apart here and allowing LR to basically approach the fight however they want to do it.
That is pretty nasty. Suddenly the gold lead's significant for LR, up 2k. Again, 2 minutes till Baron. Oh, till Baron, what is that too? I think till Dragon as well. Lots of objectives coming on up. Atakan, not been taken yet either. Worth noting at this point, the Herald's still up at 22 minutes. With the changes to way neutral objectives are working. Forget it can stay around this long. Are we right back at it again? You might well be.
Herald up, Atakan up. Herald's going to get given over. Is there going to be anything else? Hido's still not quite at 225 yet. 218. Desperately needs that 225 in order to try and make something happen. See if he can get it on this wave. Maybe a couple of splashes with Q, maybe.
Yeah.
I think more importantly than the stacks, he actually just needs the RFC like I was talking about. I think it's so difficult to try and operate without it. I think you need to just play poke, right, alongside the Ziggs to make things work. But for LR, just keeping NORD at, arm's length is really just the name of the game right now. Dragon spawns in a minute's time.
I think it has to be more than an arm's length in a lot of ways, right? Because the moment Nemesis presses the Time Warp on the Cogmore, God forbid the Pantheon or this very hyper-speedy Gragas who's got Cosmic Drive and Rocket Belt and upgraded boots, like, how do you actually space properly against all of that speed?
I mean, I think it's pretty difficult, right? It's near impossible. Let's see. They found their way onto Reckless, but Reckless doesn't seem to care that much. He knows he's got Crowny on the side. Now those stacks are secure. 225 is there. What can Hido achieve? NORD, they really need a bit of a wombo combo fight where, once again, they find Crowny, they find Nemesis in the Cataclysm, and those big over the head, or over the top, rather, almost come in. Treats is getting chunked out by BAUS here. I think Treats is in trouble.
They are so fast. Nemesis and BAUS just speeding around. They are playing Need for Speed and not League of Legends anymore.
Oh, man.
Someone check for Verstappen. Oh, the speed up on BAUS. He just runs at the Dragon, who summons Mom for a second or two. Can't quite get the execute. He goes down. They've still got Velia with the Chrono Shift on top of him. And, of course, Nemesis with the Time Bombs picks up two. Bot lane down, top lane down. And NORD wondering where on earth the fastest Gragas in the world just came from.
Yeah, this game is spiraling far too out of the hands of NORD right now, and LR, I think at this moment in time, have all the tools they need to just suffocate them out of this game. comfortably at that. Reckless is even gonna play nuisance, continued nuisance to Jankos, not let him farm this up happily for the time being. That is actually an ultimate.
Oh
yeah,
my days, they're flashing on forwards. Winter's Bite, concussive blows, and Jankos, he's also dead. A reminder, there's Atakan up and Baron, and you just lost your jungler. We'll go back to the replay, because Treats just kind of gets his ankles broken.
Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult to play around sped up by Zillion Gragas with all of this ability haste. You can see LR in the pip as well on that Baron. Should be an easy to secure, and the flash forward from BAUS onto Hido is fantastic, and it just puts him in too big a spot of bother with no flash, no cleanse. He cannot reposition anywhere meaningfully to get damage out. The Baron goes down, the Atakan still on the cards too, so with an already 8k gold lead, they're going to get a significant amount more stats just lifted into their back pocket here.
How do they keep doing it? We were talking about this early death cap on Ziggs, the 2 kills on the Smolder, the incredible scaling and the poke, and we go, I don't know, they're going to have the Zillion ult into all of this poke. Is it going to get that much value? And the answer was just be the fast.
Yeah, be the fast. Jin's not even here in this game.
In spirit.
In spirit,
possibly in the form of a KDA superfan. I don't actually know.
Neither do I. Well, at this point, for NORD, the only thing they've got going for them is just the sheer amount of wave clear that they have, right? Ziggs, Smolder. It is so difficult to siege into this NORD composition. And LR, for all intents and purposes, once you start looking to siege onto the base itself, your ability to engage is actually relatively limited. You know, like, you kind of need to have Baron to siege anywhere near efficiently, because Ziggs can clear from so far away, Hido can play on RFC stacks, and of course you don't want to be eating any poke. Jankos is very lucky that ended up buffering, or he would certainly have been sent back to the death screen. And now Starfall coming in on the backline, it's deep!
Oh, it is, but Zvero stays alive for now. The Cataclysm is good. The Mega Inferno Bomb! Shot glass combo. Still going to be a double to BAUS. Chachi trying to buy some time. They will get the shutdown on the Gragas. 2 for 1 as it stands, for the turret likely to fall. Double carry still alive, but can Chachi keep them alive? They're sped up. Crowdy's got a barrier. Reckless has got a door. And NORD have not got any health bars to flash on forward for the living artillery. Mortar strike secured. Shutdown does come on through, though, as Chachi with the all-out buys a lot of time. Can they still get with the man advantage to Marcus Crowdy once again sped up with the time warp? Zwaro, lots of work to work with. Oh my days, this Cogmore. Scary. Chrono shift on top of him. Will regen. So going to throw down the minefield immediately. This Cogmore going to take a fair amount of damage, but it's not enough to realistically threaten the kill.
No, it isn't. And LR get a lot of gold off that play, but they also do lose a couple of lives. Jankos again buffers, but Velia just sees the angle and sends it. He's actually very fortunate that Hido was on the rotation in, because it gives him a pretty easy target. He blows the flash to Zvera, and then the mosh pit of, again, I'm just going to call it the glassing combo, to be honest with you. Just inside the Cataclysm. One-shots BAUS, but again, you have somebody inside of that mosh pit with the Zillion ult on, and that target doesn't even die initially. It goes on cooldown and comes back up. That's how low the CD is at this point in the game. Velia does dive too far deep and is punished appropriately. But once the step forward comes in from Chachi, Crowny sees his moment. He knows he's got the Zillion R in his back pocket. Nemesis puts it on him, and he just uses the last couple of ticks to forcefully reset his health bar. As we come back out of that replay, the Barons have fizzled off, but again, LR are still in a very, very commanding position. Trying to snowball past this point, though, without Baron, might be a little bit difficult. Again, just because of the wave clear available to NORD and the lack of very easy to use go buttons against the composition that NORD have too.
Zvero would really like to make a new Mombasa out of it. He's got the damage for it. Alien Super Cruiser, beams and all. The problem is on the other side, they'll just keep coming on back. Zombies or Flood or whatever variety you'd like to get with the Chrono Shifts and the Terminuses and the doors. How do you kill anyone valuable in good order without losing your key carries in the backline?
Yeah, I mean, I think the answer is you don't. I'm going to be honest. I think that this Hogmore deals too much damage, to be honest with you. I think the way that the CC comes out from LR, and also very silently, I wouldn't be surprised to see Velia having a relatively high damage stat here in this game, is just too much for the front line to handle,
BAUS?
in my opinion. BAUS is probably going to be okay, to be honest with you.
There's all three members around, and I wondered.
Yeah, the issue here is that NORD don't know where everyone else is. So even if they wanted to commit, I think it's a little bit too risky. And here's the annoying part about Zilean this far into the game. Slow into stun, into slow, into stun, and yeah, your life does feel quite bad.
He's like the... What's the... What's the... Is it the DVA? What's the vehicle?
Oh, DVLA.
DVLA, that's the one.
Here,
yeah,
here
like
in the UK.
Yeah. Just there saying, no, you can't pass go. You can't get your license. You're not allowed to move.
You know, going back to the philosophy, I don't know why I said it like that, but the philosophy... Alright,
Playtime, I've got you. What have you got?
I feel like Zilean should maybe be on the rework list. I actually think
I agree.
I actually think his E is a little bit too outdated. And I mean, we've seen the Wild Rift.
Yeah.
Wild Rift. I mean, look at this. Like, how can play as a frontliner when you get the E clicked on you? You don't.
Elder's up, by the way, and Lost Returns in the river, and you've got to try and make your way past the person who can just sort of stop time. He's like a 90% slow at this point in the game. It's miserable.
And it's on a low cooldown. Jankos is dead.
Gets out, just almost dead. Another second, and he might well have been. Watch BAUS on Fission, on a flank. Could maybe look for some more. The bomb slow onto Hido.
The only thing that NORD can do here... Oh, no, Hido's caught.
Oh, he's just gone. BAUS gets sped up. BAUS, though, has gone gold, and the bomb on top of Hido means he's a dead man. Summons Mom, but the parry can only see nothing. Gonna try and get the shot glass combo off again, but it's still not dead. Chrono Shift on top, and Lost Returns are unkillable, unstoppable. Upper bracket curses notwithstanding, they just won't lose today. NORD melts in the face of Lost Returns.
It's a slaughter in Game 3. Game 1 was close and pretty measured, and honestly, in many ways, so was Game 2 for quite a while, but this one has been, bar that dive at level 2, all Los Ratones all the time, and they will advance in the upper bracket.
They go forwards in the upper bracket, they move towards the best of 5, Lost Ratones on that golden path. Another step forward, another one up the ladder, another one up the mountain. They have been the best all year. They are the best today.